Hey, it's me, Bettington Bear. Hey, it's me, Bettington Bear. Today, we're going to be discussing the complete story of Mystery Stories. The story begins with one man, Frank Caddington, also known as Frank Field Naturalist House Cat Emeritus. It's not really explained when Frank became an emeritus, but that's not important. What is important about Frank, though, is that he discovered a new species called the Lampredidian. This decision didn't go well for Frank. A Lampredidian came out of his suitcase and devoured him, leaving Frank's son, Harry, who will be important later, without a father. Now, about 20 years later, a group of friends are watching an American football game, when one of them, Sam, goes to go get some chips. Then Sam stands in the hallway staring at something for like 10 seconds with no audio, and then we finally see what he's looking at, a spooky floating grandfather clock. So now we know what show Mystery Stories is ripping off. Next episode, Sammy yaps to the others about how he saw a floating grandfather clock. Joanne, who doesn't believe him, says,
"We don't have a grandfather clock. This is pathetic. What have you been drinking, Brovy?"
However, Felix speaks up and says that he knows someone who can help. Now we met a squirrel named Squirrel. Squirrel says that the current situation reminds him of his best buddy, Garrett. Both of them were hanging out when Squirrel left a few seconds to go get his notebook. In response to a scream that undoubtedly came from Garrett, Squirrel returned to see Garrett flying in the air. Garrett then falls back and dies. Then after the story is finished, Joanne says that it could happen to Sam. Do you find all of those demonic possessions and floating grandfather clocks cool? Good, because there is no more of that. The episode begins with someone named Gabe. He's walking around when suddenly the Lampredidian returns. After 20 years, Gabe obviously dies, but Sam was also there to see it. We are then met with Sam once again yapping about how Gabe went missing. After a quick discussion, they decide to band together to take down the Lampredidian. But first they must get the whole gang, and is that Harry? Well, Harry's back, and they go to a cave to wait for the monster, despite the episode's runtime of 5 minutes. The rest of this episode is just a large fight between the main characters and the Lampredidian.
The fight finally ends with a flashing light appearing, scaring the snake away from the friends. The camera pans to reveal that Squirrel has returned. For the Season 1 finale, I think we should go some other place instead of the paper background. Well, that looks better. Cut to a long time later, when Harry has bought the house for the memories. He throws a party, but the flashing lights annoys the Lampredidian. Everyone safely evacuates the area besides Harry's friend, an alligator, who gets killed by the Lampredidian. There's basically just another large fight that spans like 12 minutes, but unfortunately results in the death of Gary, who I neglected to mention in this video because he doesn't do anything relevant besides dying in Squirrel. Sam also gets superpowers out of nowhere and kills the Lampredidian. So, there's that. Okay, so before you start on the next season, I have to share something with y'all. In the background of this scene in episode 4, I saw something crazy. A logo for the Sludge Factory. This video is sponsored by Sludge Factory. Are you tired of products that are clean, polished, and make perfect sense? Then it's time to dive headfirst into Sludge Factory. At Sludge Factory, we believe life is better with a little more sludge. Whether you're looking for premium industrial-grade sludge, artisanal sludge, or our signature mystery sludge that nobody can quite identify, Sludge Factory has you covered. Every batch is carefully crafted using our patented Probably Fine process, ensuring maximum sludge density, questionable texture, and unparalleled murkiness. Need sludge for a science experiment, a movie prop, an oddly specific decorating project? Sludge Factory delivers. Our customers consistently describe our products as surprisingly sludge-like. Exactly what I feared. Why is there so much of it? For a limited time, visit Sludge Factory and use code MUCK20 for 20% off your first order of premium sludge products. So stop settling for ordinary liquids and upgrade to something thicker, darker, and infinitely more confusing. Sludge Factory, if it shouldn't exist, will probably make it. And now, back to the video. So now we are going to explain Season 2 of Mystery Stories. The current season, The episode begins with Joanne waking
Up.
to realize that everyone is dead. Then she looks up to see a tall figure before she finally wakes up again, and it is revealed that it was all a weird nightmare. There's some shenanigans before we see the same figure slime out a random guy. But before he kills him, he says,
You get what you deserve, just like Frank.
The next episode is a flashback. And this video explains the beginning better than I can verbally.
Holy shit.
I think they're trying to kill Frank and then steal his research. The only thing they really say is, work.
Feet, but I knocked him out cold.
So Arthur is dead.
I guess so. But Babar have his work.
So you don't care about a life.
Yes. Actually, I don't care about it because all I care about is this work we have and we can be smart and we will get money. I don't give a crap about Arthur. I only care about the work and money we can have.
Thankfully, the armed forces were there to help Frank. And now for the final episode that has been released to the public. The episode begins with the Lamprididian killing Frank. Then we are brought back to 20 years later. The friends are watching TV, when suddenly an emergency broadcast appears on the screen. It says that serial killers are on the loose in Hollow Creek. Someone breaks into the house. Harry tries to fight back, but the intruder chops him up and puts him into his stew. Felix tries to save Harry, but the intruder sits on Felix and suffocates him.
Just kidding. They beat the crap out of the intruders, and then that's the end of the episode.
I'm Jorge Garcia. Cake. I'm Michael Emerson. Cake.